In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on November 25th, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Baylor versus Texas. The Baylor Bears will pay a visit to the Texas Longhorns this Friday for one of the last remaining games between these schools as Big 12 opponents. Baylor lost on a last-second field goal to TCU last week, while it romped to victory over Kansas 55-14. The Bears are 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 road games and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. The Longhorns are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 home games and 2-7 against the spread in their last 9 Friday games. The over is 6-2 in Bears' last 8 games overall. The under is 6-1 in Longhorns' last 7 home games. The Bears are 5-1 against the spread in their last 7 meetings in Texas and 3-0 against the spread in their last 4 meetings. The favorite is 3-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings. Baylor and Texas square off in Austin the day after Thanksgiving. The game was probably originally intended to have huge Big 12 implications when the schedule was made, but both teams have been disappointing. Baylor comes in at 6-5 after starting the season ranking inside the top 10. They all but defeated TCU last week, only to lose the game late. Texas is 7-4, and its best game was probably a near victory over Alabama, but still has an outside chance at the Big 12 championship game though, if they beat Baylor and Kansas State loses to Kansas. This is a lot of points in a game that ought to be pretty close. Both of these teams love their running game as their primary offensive identity. Bijan Robinson of Texas is one of the elite backs in the nation, and he piled up an absurd 243 yards and 4 touchdowns in the dismantling of Kansas last week. Those stats against the spread have no bearing in this week's game, but it was too nasty of a performance to go without mention. Baylor's rush defense is much more solid than Kansas, but Robinson will get his. He's just too good not to. Baylor, on the other hand, uses several running backs behind a good offensive line. The key for Baylor is to throw it effectively enough that defenses cannot simply stack the box and force the pass. The Bears have done that with mixed results of late. I suspect both teams will move the ball on the ground effectively and will also be average in the air. There is not a great difference between these 2 teams, and either one could very well win. That's why I am taking the rather large point spread for the Bears. It is also worth remembering that Texas is one of those teams that always seem to have a swollen point spread, just by name brand and reputation. This game should be a 1-score game even in Austin, so the Baylor Bears to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Ewers has only thrown for more than 300 yards once this season, but he should more than double that after defeating Baylor. The Longhorns rush the passer and have some serious talent on the defensive side of the ball that is ready to shine. We often see underclassmen shine in season finales, giving us a taste of what they might achieve in the coming years. This game will be close enough to bring out the best in both teams, with Robinson rushing for 2 touchdowns, Ewers passing for 2, and Baylor scoring on the ground with Reese and Williams. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Tulane versus Cincinnati. The number 21 Tulane Green Wave will take on the number 25 Cincinnati Bearcats at Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati. These teams are entering this matchup leading the American Conference and will battle to keep the top spot. Tulane is coming off a dominating win over the SMU Mustangs, while Cincinnati is coming off a big win over Temple to extend their win streak to 3 games. The Wave are 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 road games and 6-1 against the spread versus a team with a winning record. Tulane is 13-3 against the spread in their last 16 overall. Meanwhile, the Bearcats are 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 Friday games and 7-3 against the spread versus a team with a winning record. Cincinnati is 1-5 against the spread in their last 7 overall. The Wave are doing quite well this year, and they're coming off a nice win over SMU. Tulane put up 451 yards in that one with 8.1 yards per play. The passing game was uneventful, however, and the Wave were an ice-cold 0 of 7 on 3rd downs. As for Cincinnati, they didn't have any issues defensively with Temple in their last game. It was a pretty uneventful second half for the offense, though. Tulane is going to be a tougher challenge, and I don't think the Bearcats will cover, so the Tulane Green Wave to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. This is going to be a very competitive matchup with both teams hunting for the first place spot in the American Conference. I expect this game to come down to which defense can prevent touchdowns in the red zone. It will be interesting because the Bearcats may be without Bryant after he sustained a foot injury. With or without Bryant, Cincinnati will have to rely on McClellan and the ground game while opting for shorter passing routes in the air. I don't see either offense taking very many risks with how much is on the line for both teams. Tulane has a couple of defensive weapons that will pressure the quarterback, but not a lot of weapons to stop the run game, so expect the Bearcats to try and expose that. Tulane will use Pratt to gain yards downfield, but the Cincinnati defense is top tier and will provide a significant challenge for the offense, especially with Pace Jr. adding so much pressure. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Arkansas versus Missouri. The Arkansas Razorbacks will be going for their second consecutive win when they face the Missouri Tigers in their regular season finale on Friday afternoon. The Razorbacks are coming off a 42-27 upset win over Ole Miss at even odds. The Tigers are coming off a 45-14 win over New Mexico State as 29-point favorites. Missouri is 7-3 in its last 10 games against Arkansas. The Razorbacks are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 overall and 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 after an against the spread win. Arkansas is 9-4-1 against the spread in their last 14 road games. Meanwhile, the Tigers are 5-14 against the spread in their last 19 on turf, and the under is 6-1 in their last 7 Friday games. Last week, I happily backed Arkansas in what was an ideal spot for the Razorbacks against an Ole Miss team that was coming off an emotional game against Alabama. Fast forward to this week, and we can use the exact same principle to fade the Hogs this week. The Razorbacks will have to hit the road on a short week following a dominant victory over the Rebels to become bowl eligible. Not only that, this is a rivalry game with Missouri having essentially 2 full weeks to prepare for KJ Jefferson and the Arkansas offense. The strength of this Tigers team is their defense, as Missouri ranks 12th in opponent expected points added per play, 10th in expected points added per pass, and 20th in expected points added per rush. And while Missouri's offense has struggled to move the ball consistently, the Tigers should get a reprieve this week by going up against a Razorbacks defense that ranks outside the top 100 in opponent expected points added per play, expected points added per rush, and expected points added per pass. In a game where I expect Missouri to lean on its ground game and rely on its excellent defense to keep the game close at home, the Tigers are live to win this one outright. Missouri has won 4 of the last 5 meetings in this heated rivalry, and the Tigers are playing for bowl eligibility in front of their home fans. Therefore, I'll gladly take the points in what should be a 1-score game. So the Missouri Tigers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The best thing about Missouri is its defense. They held Georgia to 26 points and just 12 in the first 3 quarters. The Tennessee game was a bit of an aberration as their defense has been rock solid in every other game. Arkansas has gone under in 2 of their last 3 games and 3 of their last 4 against Missouri. The Tigers have been an under team all year long save for the last 2 games as they are 8-3 under overall. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.